What's the cost of living in the Roanoke Valley?
Hey, that is one of the most common questions, future residents of Roanoke Valley ask us,
Yes.
So that's what we'll be exploring today, because you might be considering moving to Roanoke, Salem, Cave Spring, or Botetourt, or even Smith Mountain Lake. And if you're just an inquisitive person, then this is going to be for you.
Now make sure you watch to the end, because that's the only way you can get a complete cost of living breakdown.
Yeah, in case you were wondering, Roanoke is a beautiful city. It's located in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. It's known for its rich history, outdoor recreation, and vibrant arts and culture scene.
Yeah, but you know what? Like many cities in the United States, the cost of living is on the rise. We hear that over and over again.
Before we keep rolling along right here, I'm Hal Cohn. This is Chris Cohn with Cohn Realty Group. And if you're getting value out of this video today, please make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, and hey, if you're thinking about relocating here to the Roanoke Valley, any place, let us know. We would love to help you and have a conversation. We can answer your questions too. You can call us, text us, or email us. I'll tell you what, I'm really excited about this topic because it was a relief moving back to Roanoke, and the cost of living was significantly lower than Asheville, and then even prior to that, Atlanta, where we lived, right?
Yeah, I would say definitely on that front, it's like, especially when we're looking at Asheville today.
I know, it's changed.
Because we always talk about this, right? It's like housing is one of the most expensive pieces of the puzzle, right? And the house that we sold in Asheville,
I wish we would have hung on to that.
If we'd have known what we knew now,
That's
back
right.
then, right?
That's right. Yeah, wow. But you never know.
That's right. But real estate's always going to appreciate.
That's right. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's dig in without further ado.
We'll
start by taking a look at each cost category. Then we'll give you a quick summary with our view of how much it ultimately costs you to live here and what that quality of life is that you can expect based on your budget. So here we go.
Yep. First, let's take a look at housing costs, right? In August 2023, the median price to buy a home in Roanoke is around $270,000, which is a slight increase from last year. We were at $265,000 this time of year for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on about a quarter of an acre lot.
That's what I was going to ask. What is that? So it's a 3-2 quarter acre lot. So that's good to know. We're getting calls from a lot of folks that are on little postage stamp lots, but this gives you a little bit more breathing room.
It does, absolutely.
Okay. The cost of rent, though, is expected to rise significantly. The average rent for a 1-bedroom home in Roanoke is currently about $800 per month, but by 2024, it's expected to rise to about $1,200 per month. So you may want to think about buying a house.
Yeah, it's an option for sure. If you're looking to buy a home here in the Roanoke Valley, you can expect to pay around $2,300 a month.
Okay.
And again, that's going to be your mortgage. It's going to include property taxes and insurance, with the interest rates around the mid 7% range right now. So keep in mind that these costs will vary depending upon the location, size of the home, and also your credit score.
Totally, very much so. Of course, along with the housing, you need to know what you're going to be paying for in utilities. Right now, the average cost of electricity is around $125 per month. What about water and sewer?
It runs about $70 a month. Natural gas, if you have it for heating, is going to be around $80 a month.
And it's important to note that the cost of utilities may vary, again, depending on the provider, the location, the size of your house, lots of variables. But adding all these numbers together essentially gives you an idea of what shelter looks like, and you can budget accordingly.
Now it's time to think about your personal needs. So let's start off with groceries. For the cost of groceries in Roanoke, because I like to eat.
That's
right?
what I'm gonna say. This is gonna vary greatly based on the size of your family, what kinds of foods you like to eat, how much you like to eat. I'm just saying you're doing great on your diet.
Well, I was gonna say that rolls right into like what we're kind of paying like each month for groceries. For us, we're around $1,500 a month. But that's usually because we're buying cleaner, more high-protein diet that fits our health and wellness goals. So we're paying a little bit more than the average family would say. And this is for 4 of us, right?
Right, yeah. And Roanoke does have a variety of restaurants, cafes, grocery stores to choose from. We get that question a lot. We do have Earth Fair, we have Fresh Market. Oh, when I walk into Fresh Market, the smell and the flavors
and the music
and the flowers. So I like Fresh Market. And we have Kroger and Food Lion and Aldi.
Yeah, and if by chance we're not in the mood to actually cook, we do have a plethora of great restaurants to choose from. And you're looking for a mid-range restaurant, you're going to be currently about $15 per person for your meal, and you know everybody's seeing that rise in cost when it comes to inflation right now, right?
Yeah, it's going to rise to about $18 per person by the end of this year. Next year is what's anticipated. But if you like to cook at home, the cost of groceries in Roanoke is slightly higher than the national average. Like a gallon of milk currently costs about $3.50, and a loaf of bread costs around $2.50, and a dozen eggs costs $2.75, or an 18 count in your case.
No, we get 24 count now at BJ's.
Oh, gosh.
And it's
okay.
$8 though. I'll tell you, it's $8, and this is like farm raised, like out in the pasture.
That's good.
The good stuff for like $8 for 24.
So just plan for those to rise a little bit in cost.
So talking about personal needs that you're going to have to make sure you're healthy from a healthcare perspective, right?
Yes.
So the annual cost is about $4,400 per year. It's a slight bit higher than a national average, with a doctor visit being about $99, average dentist is going to be $110, and average optometrist is going to be $108. You got to get those eyes, make sure you can see the beautiful views around here in Roanoke, right?
That's right, yeah.
And to stay safe on the roads.
Talking about roads, I wanted to talk about transportation next. So let's talk about transportation costs. We do have a public transportation system like buses and trolleys, but that is a little bit limited. Make sure you do your homework before then. The bus ticket is about $1.50 for a one-way trip, but it's expected to rise a little bit. I'm seeing a theme. And if you're going to purchase a vehicle, you can expect to pay around $30,000 for a new car, around $15,000 for a used car. And you hear us talk about traffic, but I'm going to throw this in here under cost of living. Everything is pretty compact, and this area, in my opinion, is pretty easily navigatable. Is that how you say?
Navigable? I don't know.
Navigable.
Put in the comments how we're supposed to pronounce it.
Yeah.
I know guys like to make sure we're saying things right.
But what I like is you're saving gas money, right?
Yeah.
Because if everything's only about 10, 20 minutes away, you can say goodbye to those long commutes that we saw in Atlanta, and we were able to just go 20 minutes. You're saving a little bit on gas.
Yeah, and lucky for me, my Tundra is a 2006. It's got almost 200,000 miles on it.
That's
so
awesome.
with that, you need to know that gas is a little bit cheaper here than the national average, because we're at $3.50 per gallon. So those shorter commutes are a good thing, especially if you got to put that gasoline in your vehicle if you don't have an electric vehicle, right?
Yeah. All right, I want to talk about something near and dear to my heart, which
Can it be near and dear to my heart too?
Yes, because we share the same children,
That's
of
right.
course. Childcare costs. Yeah, the average annual cost is about $13,000 per year, and that's for two children, like a preschooler around 4 years old and an elementary schooler around 8 years old. So that's about $2,400 less than the national average.
And I will chime in here, because everybody's always like, what about childcare? Because that's a big deal if you're working, you need childcare. So you need to check those out sooner than later.
Yes.
Make sure you get on those lists way ahead of time, because most of the time you can't instantaneously insert that child or children into an actual daycare area.
Right, enroll into a program.
Yep. Is that it? Yeah, all right.
Yes.
And if you're moving to Roanoke, one of the reasons you are probably moving here, we hear all the time, is for outdoor activities, right? And we have plenty of options in Roanoke for that, including hiking, biking, and kayaking. Many of these are free or at a minimal cost.
I like free.
Yes.
There are so many activities, and it doesn't really matter your skill level. You can find something from greenway walking to rock climbing. We have everything, and best mountain biking in the world. Make sure you check out our other videos on this. So in conclusion, the cost of living in Roanoke, Virginia is still low compared to the national average, while the quality of life is very high.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this one.